Hello YouTube. So today's an exciting day. Elephant in the room. I dyed my hair red. I don't know if you can tell. It doesn't exactly look red right now, but I swear it's red. So today is, I don't have my watch on. Today is July 7th and I am about to go get 2 more tattoos. I'm really excited. So I have 3 tattoos. So I have the one on my wrist that is usually covered up by watch, and then I have the one on my forearm, and then I have one on my side, and I'm going to get 2 more today. That I would compile some tips on things that I do whenever I'm about to go get a tattoo. So I've gotten tattoos twice. Like I've had 2 different appointments. When I did my first round, like my first appointment, I got this one on my wrist and the one on my side at the same time, and then the second appointment I just got this done. I will leave the tattoo artists that I go to in the description below. I would make this kind of like a tip video. I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you've never had a tattoo before. That's how I'm talking to you. So if you've had a tattoo before, like tell me if I'm missing anything in the comments. But for those that haven't had one, I know it can be kind of like nerve-wracking. So basically, let me kind of give you the process, because that's also, I feel like when I was first doing tattoos, I was like, I want to know. And usually they're very good about letting you know. At least Asia and Mallory have been excellent at telling me what they're doing and telling me what they want me to do. What you will typically do is you go in, I had to like wash my hands and stuff, but that's because of COVID. So you go in, either you have your designs or they have your design. For my tattoos, it was like a half and half. So I had this design exactly how I want it, and then she had this one. So then whenever you do that, they'll print it onto paper. You gotta sign a bunch of paperwork and all that stuff. Once you finally get in there, they print it and get it onto this like transfer paper that they then stick to your skin, and they take it off, and it's basically just the temporary ink that sits on it so that they can trace it out. What you will then do is kind of take a look at it, and they will say, do you want to move it? And you can kind of move it around how you want, but do not, if you look at it in a mirror, look at it, multiple different ways, and if you don't like how it's placed, like ask them to move it. Don't be all like Gen Z and be like, I'm sure it's fine. Like, no, it's a permanent thing. So I also kind of talked to her about, do you think that this is a good placement? They do have experience, and they know better. Perfect example was whenever I was getting my hip tattoo. I originally wanted it on my ribs, and Asia was saying, I will tattoo on your ribs. I will happily do that. But she's like, I'm gonna recommend that maybe you put it on your hip. Have you thought about your hip? Just because of the way that women's bodies, flow and move. The hips tend to be a better spot to put tattoos like that. And I am so happy that she said that. I wish I would have asked her. So always kind of ask if you're up to moving your tattoo around, or if you really do want some feedback on what would be better. They know where tattoos look good. They understand how things flow and stuff. So don't be afraid to ask them, hey, would this look good here? Do you think it would look good somewhere else? Depending on your preferences. So once you get it in a spot that you like it, what they'll do is they'll shave down that area, and then they will clean it off with some kind of like alcohol basically. And then you'll lay down and they will start tattooing over that ink. Whenever you finish, you do the whole take pictures if you want them and all of that, and then they will wrap it up. So that looks different. Some people have that like saran wrap kind of stuff, or that like clear tape. She had like a black bandage that they put over it, and then they wrap it up in like an ace bandage kind of situation. And you leave that on for however long that your tattoo artist tells you to. For mine, it was 1 to 3 hours. And then from there, you can take it off. You want to cleanse it, so you get like an antibacterial soap, and it has no fragrance and is very gentle. And you rub off all of the like gunk that they put on it, any kind of like blood that's gotten on it, because it will bleed. Whenever she was putting the like lotion moisturizer thingy over it. I'm being very specific. She showed me this is how much pressure you want to apply to it whenever you're washing it off, because you don't want to be too hard on it because it is a wound, but you don't want to be too gentle to where you don't get off all the things you need to get off. So if that's something, whenever they're doing that, kind of ask them, is this kind of the pressure I need to apply right there, if they don't outright tell you. But you want to wash it off and then put some kind of like moisturizer, not Vaseline, but something like Aquifer or some kind of like mild lotion or something like that to moisturize it. Find people that are licensed. I don't know if you can even give tattoos without a license, but make sure that they are like popular and people know them, people have been to them, they have good reviews, they have like a good technique and everything like that, because I think the reason why none of my tattoos have really hurt before, it's just kind of like a little stinging, a little pressure, is because she's so good with her technique. On top of that, there are just some places that it's going to hurt. It is what it is. With all of my tattoos, the weirdest thing is that I get like referred pain. So it's like if I'm getting a tattoo done like right here, I feel it in my neck. And so I had my sister there for all of my tattoo appointments, and I'd have her like press like wherever it was like getting some nerve pain, but it was never on the spot. It was always somewhere else. So whenever I was doing my hip tattoo, my sister had to like hold or like grab my leg. Well, I don't have, because of COVID, it's just going to be me and my tattoo artist. So I'm trying to kind of figure out how to fix that situation. So what I'm going to do is tip number 2. It rhymed. And that is to wear comfortable clothing. So for me, I'm going to wear long sleeves that I can easily like pull up because I'm getting tattoos in my arms, and wear leggings, because I feel like if my legs, I'm wearing shorts right now, but I feel like if my legs are exposed, it's just gonna like make it feel I guess more susceptible to that like nerve pain. If something is laying on top of it though, I think that might help. I could be wrong, but regardless of that being wrong or right, comfy clothes is an absolute must whenever you're getting a tattoo. Another thing to be aware of is that getting tattoos can make you really hot, because you're obviously like you're kind of in pain, and I think we also like people get nervous when you get tattoos, and so a lot of people get really hot. Layer up, because I know some people's pain responses is like they get really cold. Some people's pain responses is that they get really hot. So just be prepared. Like my hair is like thick and annoying, so I don't want to be like constantly playing with it or moving it or getting it out of my face and stuff like that. So whenever I do that, I'm obviously like moving, and I don't want my tattoo artist to be like, stop moving, because obviously you have to be very still. So many of them like can work around it and not work around it, but it's like obviously you can like scratch your nose and they're like usually fine. I'm going to put it in French braids because that is the best for my neck. And I'll be right back. Can we talk about this whole French braid thing? Because I did see something somewhere that was talking about like, so obviously we don't want to like appropriate where like hairstyles are coming from, and I look ridiculous right now. And French braids are not a French thing. Like those aren't a French cultural thing. Like they didn't come up with that. Braids are an African thing. So I've been trying to kind of stop myself from saying French braid and just say like braid, because it's not French. And I mean, should I say African braid? I don't know. If you know, let me know. I need to go by an ATM and get the rest of the money. I don't know why, but I just like to pay for tattoos in cash. Tip number 3, 4, one of these is tip your tattoo artist. I'm like almost 100% positive that you're supposed to tip your tattoo artist. So don't forget, whatever price they give you, add like 20%. Yay, I'm done. So it's the next day. I'm not getting the most, like the biggest, most detailed tattoos in the world. So like definitely take everything I say with a grain of salt. I understand I'm still very inexperienced. But definitely with getting the tattoos that I got, which is right here. I know. Thank you. Thank you. They're so pretty. This one was definitely like the thickest of the, especially the bold one was like the thickest one that I've gotten. And that one definitely was probably the most painful to me and definitely the hardest recovery. I kind of talked to Mallory too about like, where do you think is the most painful place to get it? She was saying, you know, I think we tend to think like if it's on bone, that's worse. But it's actually more like based on the amount of, you know, she kind of says like based on the amount of meat like on that area. So whenever I did this one, it didn't really hurt that much. It just kind of felt, like she said, like it just felt hollow. It didn't sting as much. It just kind of felt like it was just kind of like vibrating my bone really, and it didn't really hurt. But the one that I got on my hip, the one that I got right here on these like meatier spots of my body, those definitely hurt more. It absorbs the pin needles, which can hurt, especially your muscles like afterwards. So something I kept doing throughout the appointment was just being aware of my body. It's my breathing. So making sure I was like breathing through it. And then number 2 was my muscle tension. And sometimes we don't understand or like recognize that we're holding that kind of tension. And so every now and then I would kind of check with myself and be like, okay, relax your jaw, relax your feet. There was also one point I kind of talked about I get like weird nerve pain. So for some reason, when I was getting it, this one, whenever she got over here, I started feeling it in my toe. Just being aware of your muscle tension and making sure you're relaxing throughout your appointment. She started tattooing me at like 5, I think it was 09, and she was done by 5:59. So it took a total of 50 minutes to do both this one and that one. For aftercare, this is a really tough one because a lot of tattoo artists have different ways that they like you to take care of it afterwards. Listen to whatever they say. I'm pretty sure, almost positive, you're not really supposed to go like swimming or, you know, getting in like large bodies of water for like 2 weeks after that. As far as like these tattoo recoveries, this one feels basically fine. Like it's still a little raised and everything, duh, it's only been not even 24 hours. Still a little raised, but it doesn't really hurt. This one though, this one definitely is like bruised, it's swollen, and so if I touch like right here, I already kind of feel like some pain from like pushing around it. And yeah, so I'm assuming that that's A, because it's on a very meaty area, and then B, because it is a thicker tattoo. So yeah, I'm gonna do a video later that kind of explains the meaning behind all of my tattoos. You also, if you're just like super impatient, which I doubt you really care that much, but I am putting the meaning, I put the meaning of all my tattoos on my Instagram page. So I have that in the description box if you're just like really curious as to what they mean. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're getting a tattoo soon, let me know because I think it's awesome. And I would love to like hear what you're getting. If you've had a tattoo before and I left out anything, then like let me know what I left out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Sorry, my hair is in my mouth. I'm gonna go put on tattoo clothes. What? Comfy clothes. Maybe. Ow! It hurt. Hello? Are you focused? I bought this new water bottle at Walmart, and I think I officially have a problem with buying water bottles. It's like, it's just not healthy.